Hello, my name is Donald Best. Welcome to another Am I Crazy video. Today we're going to be talking about people milking their mental illness. What to do if you get the idea that someone's using their mental illness to get what they want, or the perks of being sick are getting in the way of their recovery. First, this video is not about addiction or impulse control disorders. If the person involved is suffering from a drug addiction, impulsive gambling, sex, porn behaviors, if that's their primary diagnosis, then the best I'm going to do here is say, hey, there's Al-Anon-like support groups for all of those things, and they're great. Go to them, use them. I hope to make videos on that particular subject in the future. But for now, we're just basically talking about depression, anxiety, those, and just about all other mental illness. I'm also not going to repeat here what I said in my video about mental illnesses are not the fault of the people who are suffering from them. If you haven't seen that one, watch it. It's my most important video to date. Faking a mental illness is a mental illness in and of itself. Now, if it's just straight up cold-blooded, only someone pretty far down the psychopathy road would do that, and I'm guessing it's extraordinarily rare because there's just so much better ways to manipulate people than faking a mental illness. The first thing to do is to consider whether you're not just complaining because somebody else is sick and becoming a burden. Once you've considered your own selfishness, how do you tell if someone's genuinely ill or faking it? You don't. You let the professionals do that. That is how you deal with regular malingering or hypochondria. Take them to the doctor. This is the real key here. In almost every case I've heard of where an individual is clearly using their mental illness for selfish ends, they are not taking their medications and not seeing a therapist. Many people refuse to get help. And with the stigma out there on mental illness and the like, it's very common. There's a stigma on mental illness. Once people overcome that and are willing to admit they have a mental illness, then there's a stigma on getting, going to a shrink, going to the loony bin. People refuse to get help. And once they do that, well, what choice do they have? How can they get their basic needs met without begging and guilt-tripping? I would assume that that was a problem, so that you can, with as much love and compassion as possible, insist that they persist in treatment. Insist that their therapist report to you whether or not they are attending. Get releases signed so that he or she can do that. If that doesn't seem to be working and you're still suspicious, go in regularly to the professionals and talk to them about it and get their advice about that. If it comes down to it, say something like this: you have not chosen to become ill, but your refusal to get treatment is you choosing to stay ill. It's too painful for me to watch you suffer. I just can't do it anymore. If you choose not to get help, you will be choosing to handle this problem without me. Thanks for watching. Spread this video to anyone you think might be suffering from another family's mental illness. Thanks for your support.